I've also had dog meat. Yo, what's going on? I've got Matt, also known as Sharp, as you can see on Instagram, knife collaborator, knife designer. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, bud. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. This is actually our second time trying to do this because last night you were outside and it was just a little bit like I checked out the footage and then like it was basically unusable. So,
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah,
None of
yeah,
it?
but no, I mean, look, we're doing it right now. This is much better. So the reason
Yeah.
why I got in touch with Matt, well, actually, he got in touch with me. We were already following each other, and he saw a clip of mine on Instagram stories, and it was from an old episode of the podcast. And I was like, everyone is canceling on me this week, and he wanted to step up and fill the role. And then he started telling me like, yeah, man, I've done collaborations with like Jelly Jerry, Atepe Designs, and he showed me some Tucson knives, and I'm like, this is you? This is you, dude? And I got so hyped after that. Let's explain again, since we can't use the other footage, like what got you in that situation? Like, how did that come about?
I started talking to Long Design on over Instagram. We just started talking about designs, and I think it was one particular design of his, and he challenged me. He said, "Hey, why don't you try to create a design of your own? Grab a pen and paper and see what you can do." So I work night shifts, so on my days off, sometimes I'm just up late anyway. So I sat and just drew and drew and drew different designs, just different ideas. Submitted to him over pictures over Instagram, and then he finally grabbed one. It was like the one I least expected him to like, and he goes, let's make this one. So he threw it into a CAD program and got it submitted to Tucson, and Tucson picked it up, and that would be what I call the big green machine, the TS-168. I don't have one on me right now to show though.
Yeah, I will. I'll put something. I'll splice in some footage here or
It's just
something.
cool. And then after that, Tepe Designs reached out to me because he had the TS-168 at a table for a knife trade show. And he, well, who are you? If someone asks who you are, I'd like to know who you are. He goes, because I'm sitting there hustling Tucson knives. And I was like, oh, just some goofball knife nut from Wisconsin. And in talking with him, we decided to do a collaboration. Thought it'd be fun. And we ended up doing the TS-204, the Bronc. And
wow. Tepe Designs, that dude's so hot right now when it comes to knife designs, man. A lot of people repping him. Yeah.
And he's so fun to
wow, I love that one, actually.
And how the name of the Bronc came to be is a lot of Tucson knives, they just have the TS-204, for instance.
Yeah.
And being just a goofy knife nut, I reached out to a couple of YouTubers. Well, one particular for this one, and I said, "Hey, man, you've been cool on YouTube. You do a lot of content. You do a lot of great things for the knife community. Have you ever named a knife? Would you like to name one?" And LTK from Love Them Knives, he was like, "Yeah, sure." So he came up with one other name besides that, and then we went with the Bronc, and the rest is history.
Cool name.
Yeah. So the rest is history with that, but that's there's a little bit more. There's going to be a trilogy to this story with the Bronc and LTK. So there's some stuff.
Nice.
In the works. I don't know what I can and can't say right now.
With the Bronc, just back to that for a second, right? Tell the folks like what the materials are on that, because I remember last night we were talking about it. They were very interesting.
Seems like I just put it away. Okay, so the Bronc is titanium chassis. Can I get in there? Mill clip.
Yep.
That is a white G10.
Yeah, white G10. I don't see that often with that kind of grain on it.
It just worked out perfectly, and there's such a nice grain structure in that. That's just phenomenal.
Yep.
And then a carbon fiber bolster.
Wow, that's crazy. What does that run usually on eBay right now?
I've seen them go for 180, 190, depending
Yeah.
on how many people are bidding. But yeah, that goes
Yeah.
pretty good. And that is a S90V steel. Blade steel.
Wow.
Yeah.
The good stuff. All right,
Good
man.
stuff.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Dude, that's so awesome, man. I've seen that knife floating around on Instagram a lot actually, and it's always been really striking to me. You know what I mean? You do the double
Yeah.
tap right away. You like the picture
Yeah.
when you see that. Yeah. What other there was another collaboration you did, right?
Another Wong design. That was the one I was carrying today. The
Ooh.
Wong design.
Wow.
This one's the TS287 Cassia. Got a front flipper on it.
Wow.
I'm failing the front flipper right now because where I'm sitting. And but it is a 14C 28N
hmm
blade steel and thin and very ergonomic in the
What's
pocket.
this titanium carbon fiber inlay?
Titanium chassis with a carbon fiber inlay. Yeah.
Wow. That's
And
awesome, dude.
yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned, Jerry Jelly, I just spoke with him a couple days ago, and we decided to come up with something. And so
hmm
there's a design out there. It's not a
Yeah.
knife yet, so it's just a design that we worked on together. So it's just been fun.
Yeah, I posted that on my Instagram stories after you sent it
Yeah,
to me.
I saw
I
that.
was
Thank
like,
you.
yo, this is so cool. Yeah, I like it, man. It's got a very cool vibe to it. Um, you know, what are you carrying usually a lot right now? Like, what's your knife of choice? What did you carry today? Let's go with that.
Today was a Cascadia. I went with that.
Oh, nice.
That's
I'm
been in the pocket
carrying
all day.
I'm carrying this
Um,
lefty only bug out. I've never tested a bug out before. A homie of mine, Lefty EDC, sent it to me. It's got
yeah.
a what's that guy's name? Death Grip Scales, I think. Pretty popular
Oh, okay.
on
Those are,
Instagram.
yeah.
Dude, so
Those are
light,
awesome.
so light. Lefty only though. He's like, look, I'm gonna let you know how it feels to be a lefty, and I can't even reverse it, so I have to like clip it in my pocket. Then like, you know, when I want to flick it open, I gotta turn it over.
Turn it up, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you
Yeah.
like Benchmades? Are you a Benchmade guy?
Actually,
Or?
I think I got one. I got a Griptilian. Got a Griptilian
Ah,
in the collection, yeah.
you know what's crazy is I never. Again, I'm kind of late when it comes to the knife trend, so I never tried a Griptilian before. And JT's Knife Life was the first dude to loan me one. And then all of a sudden, everyone just started sending me Griptilians. I got this one
Oh,
now.
really?
Same thing. This one's a loaner. But then someone else, a homie of mine, Mark B with Knives, sent me the Cabela's edition with the D2
Oh, wow.
on it. I hardly see this one. I was like, holy crap. So I'm like full of Griptilians right now. You know what's crazy? I do like them. I do like them, but I just made this meme on my Instagram that
Yeah, the steel
basically,
one?
yeah, it's the one with not the steel one, the one with Kanye West, and he's like, Benchmade, I'm gonna let you finish. But
Oh,
Williamson Copenhagen has one of the best access locks of all time.
oh
Dude, look
man.
at this.
Access locks are just,
Look
there's
at
so
this.
many different types of access locks coming out now.
But I mean, you know, like, look at this. This is
Yeah.
under $70. This is
Yeah.
$66 right now. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
with
like, whoa.
Gonzo.
Oh yeah, they're
Yeah,
pretty good. You got to loosen
when
them
you
up
put
a
them on
bit.
bearings, it's so drop smooth.
Yeah.
I'll show you like you wouldn't believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
What have you ever tried TRM?
I have not tried TRM yet. No.
I've gone to try a few of them. Everyone kind of loves them. That's a general consensus. I had one guy that told me he didn't like them, but he was a machinist. I was talking about this last night. That episode of the pod is coming out next this coming week, so I'm not going to talk about that. But he was like basically like bashing a lot of these like high-end, like not, you know, like mid-tier USA brands that everyone loves, because he looks at the machining and he was explaining to me that like when I open up a Tucson, like I'm happy with what's going on inside. But some of these other, you know, like some American makers, I'll look at the internals and I'm like, they did like the bare minimum. It runs well, smooth and everything. There's more work being done internally when you open up a Tucson usually. And I'd never heard that before. And I'd never talked to a person who was like an expert or like machining, like this is what he does for a living. Yeah. So
This is what they're using. Yeah.
yeah, to get that take from him, man. What were you doing today? You know, we were waiting around for us to do this podcast. I'm sorry it took a while.
It's Sunday, so I got work tomorrow.
Yep.
grocery shopping, stuff around the house. It's
Yeah,
hot
like
out.
chore stuff,
What's that?
like chores and stuff.
Yeah, stuff outside. We're gonna probably barbecue, just relax, just a
Yeah.
quiet
Yeah,
Sunday.
what do you like to do, aside from the knife hobby? Like, what's kind of your go-to thing?
If I got time, kayaking. It's just
That's
one of those
dope.
tranquil things. Just do stuff around the house and just
Yeah.
work, man.
You have any
Get out
crazy
of it.
kayaking stories? Like any weird shit happen? Like any weird fishies? Like kind of.
Oh no. Went kayaking once on the Fox River,
Hmm.
between Governor's Bend and Portage, and it was just super slow. It just took forever just to get there, but it's fun. You go through a lot
Yeah.
of wildlife reserves when you're doing that. You just see so many different things when you're out there. It's fun.
No close calls or anything?
Nothing really
Yeah.
with kayaking. Nothing exciting, right?
How
It just
about like when you go fishing, have you caught anything really wild that you're like, holy crap, this is a huge.
no, nothing too exciting. Nothing to brag about. No
Oh
good fish
man.
stories, man. No good
Yeah,
fish stories.
I actually love watching those like fishing type shows like River Monsters and seeing these
Yeah.
giant fish, freshwater fish, and I'm like, oh shit. You like watching any of those? Do you watch any television or anything?
Actually, not really. No. Try to not listen to the news all too much because
Oh
it's
dude.
just
Yeah.
goofy.
Yeah, I avoid that at all costs, man. It's
Yeah.
it's funny. I get all my like, juicy tidbits and stuff from like podcasts, which is like the
Yeah.
non-traditional media, and I feel like it's more real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
A lot of stuff that if I'm sitting up watching anything, it's probably something on YouTube, watching
yeah.
all the greats that, just knife reviews, whatever. I mean, there's one YouTuber out there that I like to watch, Aqua Chigger, and he just goes
Oh.
metal detecting. Yeah, he
Oh,
goes metal
okay.
detecting, jumping in rivers, looking for historic relics. Just
Yeah, and he's got like the
that's what I really
machine.
like. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good one.
I've
You gotta
seen
check that
I've
guy
seen
out.
those. I've seen a lot of because I'm on TikTok also, and I see a lot of the people that do that.
Yeah,
They go magnet fishing and all this other stuff, and some people
yeah,
use the what is that called? Like the metal
metal
seeder?
detector.
Metal detector. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Oh,
actually bought like a supersized magnet, and I dragged it
mhm.
when I was going kayaking once
Yeah.
in
Get
a lake
anything cool?
nearby. I found an old metal lure. That was about it.
Oh, shit. Is it just like pristine, like the lakes that you're in, or
Yeah,
the rivers
yeah,
that you're in?
pretty much.
That
Pretty
maybe
clear.
that's why, it's
Yeah,
untapped still. That's a good
yeah,
thing, right?
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of clean lakes here in Wisconsin.
Hmm.
I'm sure there's some dirty ones too, but I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah. So you said you were grilling, right? Like, what were you grilling today?
Oh, today I'll be grill. Oh, jeez. I think I'm doing something barbecue. I haven't decided yet. Probably
Yeah.
maybe barbecue ribs or something with some barbecue
Lucky,
sauce on
man.
it.
Lucky.
Yeah,
I had like a bunch of junk right now. I had like a double stacked from Shake Shack with like some cheese fries and like I usually eat really clean,
sounds
actually.
good too.
No, it's good.
Cheese
Oh,
fries are
listen.
good.
Sunday is like the day that Kelly and I just completely fuck off. Like the entire week, I'm literally eating every single meal every single day, chicken and brown rice. And then I have a
Yeah,
protein shake in the morning. I work out Monday through Saturday. And then Sunday, I just go to town, bro. Like I have shakes. I have like everything, I just, just fit it all in that one day. And then the rest of the week,
yeah.
because like, man, I'm not getting any younger. I look super young, but I'm gonna be 40, and like my oldest brother is 47, and he is shredded, dude. Like he runs on American Ninja Warrior, that show.
Really?
Yeah, he's so
That's
fit.
crazy.
Yes, I like have a lot to live up to. So I and plus Kelly's a personal trainer, so she usually gives me a routine to do like every day. Let's get back to the knives for a second, man.
Yeah, sure.
How has it been going? Like, how much input do you have on a knife? Like, do you just give the designs and then they decide the materials and you kind of just like, how does it work?
Depends who you're working with. So far, I mean, I've got 3 that have been produced. So it depends who you're working with. When I work with Wong, we kind of discuss different options.
Yep.
This one, the Cascadia, I originally wanted to get micarta and a Coca-Cola wood,
Yep.
or a burl wood, and he's like, "Well, this sells better. Let's go. Let's try this." the milling that we could do on it to give it the contour that'd be just
Yeah.
perfect.
Yep.
And it's just a collaboration of different ideas, just
Yeah.
different design aspects.
Yeah.
So it's just been fun to get someone else's input and getting their feedback and what they see in that design of what materials to use.
And you've never had prior design experience before. How long have you been in the hobby, may I ask?
Oh, jeez.
Like forever? Like since you were born?
7 years?
Wow.
Something like that.
That's longer than me, I got into it real late.
Yeah, I started just kind of looking for a good pocket knife, went on Googled it, looked up on YouTube, and then I think it was a Birdshot video of them doing a 440C cut with a Ganzo, doing a edge retention test, and it was just.
I remember their Ganzo days. I remember Birdshot. They had a whole like kind of arc of just like reviewing all these Ganzos. I remember that. That was like maybe 4 years ago or something.
Yeah, I remember that. And then like I always had a pocket knife, so I've always had a couple laying around. But then really getting into more of the enthusiast collection of just picking up different kinds. Like even now, I got slip joints. I'll go to thrift stores, garage sales, and I'm looking for Grandpa's old pocket knife that they're selling for a couple bucks. I'll take it home, clean it, and put it away just because I don't have, and it's something they won't make anymore.
Put it away or put it on the Instagram in a pocket dump, right?
There you go.
That's what part of being a knife guy is, like putting that on Instagram, showing it off to your buddies, That's something actually I've been thinking about a lot. It's like the knife hobby, it's like, and this is on the Knife Junkie. I didn't listen to the episode, but I saw the title. Is the knife hobby just like blatant, uncontrollable materialism that we all partake in? Because like it is kind of that, right? Like some guys buy a lot of cars, some dudes get a lot of watches. We just tend to like gear, like knives, I like flashlights too. I don't have a lot, but when I see a cool looking one, and then I try to get that shot for Instagram, so like I can let people know like I have this thing.
Oh, my wife and daughter know right away when I start like walking away and I'm looking, they're like, oh boy, here goes Dad. He's gonna go take a knife picture.
Yeah. What's cool now is my girl, shout out to Happy Gosaki. That's her Instagram page. Not a sexual thing. She sells succulents. Right? And she's been doing really well actually. She has an Etsy. She's made a lot of money already. But like she also takes the pictures now. You know what I'm saying? And we both use the same background. So it's like, when I have to do Instagram stuff, like she understands. She's like, she's trying to talk to me and I'm like, hey, I'm posting right now. Just hold on. And she goes, okay. Before she like pay attention to me.
Yeah. What are you doing? Why are you always in your phone?
Yeah. Now she has a business to run. Like we're watching, we watch anime or like movies together. And then, I hear the sound and I know it's like from Etsy, like a message. And it's like some girl like, hey, I want to buy something. But I guess, cool. More power to her, man. I got to say that my girl is more into succulents and plants than I am into knives. So I told her like, do really well with it. And like, I'll quit my job and I'll just stay home. And I'll just like do YouTube full time,
I'll be a stay-at-home guy. Yeah.
I'll just do YouTube. I'll just go. I've always wanted more time to run the channel because it is really what I love to do the most. You know what I mean? Like I don't make any money from it, but like the satisfaction I get from talking to people like you, meeting just people that I run into on social media. That's really like what I love to do the most is do the podcast. When people send me things, I like to react to them on video, and people seem to like that. Have you ever thought about starting a YouTube channel, or is it just going to do Instagram?
I've thought about it before. I know it's time consuming, and that's one thing I usually don't have a lot of this time.
Yeah.
To do stuff like that. That's got to be really, really time consuming. It'd be fun to do something like that.
You could probably just do it like while you're kayaking, dude, and you just go like this.
Do a kayak video, yeah.
Yeah, and just be like, I'll talk to you guys in a bit when I get down to the thing, or if something exciting.
That'd be a good excuse to go kayaking more often.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Dude, it's like a kayaking vlog or something. Maybe an unexplored space.
They're probably out there, yeah.
Yeah. You know, who else? Who do you like to watch on YouTube, man? Like, who are kind of your go-to? You said Birdshot.
Watch you,
You watch
Birdshot.
me? Oh,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
man, I'm honored, bro.
You can probably look at my name and see how long I've been subscribed, can't
Oh
you?
shit. On yeah, I think I've definitely seen you pop up a few times, especially on
I
Instagram.
Nick Shabazz, Love Them Not,
Yeah.
all of them. I just, there's a couple that I missed from
Hmm.
back when.
Yeah.
Geez, some of the names you were just talking to Jimmy Slash the other day about it. Some of the
Oh,
old
he is such a
that
good
are no
dude.
longer there.
He is such a
Love
good
Them
dude,
Not.
Jimmy Slash.
It was
There was a Fun with Knives back in the day,
yeah,
and he's gone now. I don't know. Me and JT, like, we talked about it because he was actually like around my class of knife YouTube people. It was
yeah.
like Stasa, Fun with Knives, JT, Zach stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even Jimmy was we were kind of like in the same like circle of knife YouTubers.
Yeah.
And yeah, all of a sudden, Fun with Knives just stopped posting, like out of
I
nowhere.
think it was around when he graduated, maybe
Yeah.
went
And
to
JT
work.
was just like, dude, he was just a kid. That's why he
Yeah,
just grew up, you know?
yeah.
So, yeah, I remember I used to chat with him. Pretty cool guy.
Oh, did you? That's cool.
Do you know Backpack B?
Yeah, I just recently watched one of his videos because I saw that he
Yeah.
had Bronk on
Yeah,
there.
he's
Man, I gotta
freaking.
watch this guy, so I
Oh,
subscribed.
that's right.
Yeah,
He loves Tucson, bro.
yeah.
Dude,
There's a couple of Hawaii Knife and Gear.
mhm,
There's just so many. I think
mhm,
if there's any knife reviewer out there,
yeah,
I'm always
yeah.
subscribed. It's more
Backpack
stuff.
B has got something else, something fresh going on though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the way he does it.
it's
You know,
a different aspect of it. Yeah,
he's like an Emmy Award like winner for
yeah.
motion graphics. You know that? I didn't even know that. Someone else told me that after I did a podcast with him. And when I found him, he didn't have a lot of subs, and I just knew that he could be one of the next big like knife YouTube people. Because I
So
always think about it
him
like
and
this, right?
Advanced Knife Bro need to get together.
Yeah, Advanced Knife Pro is awesome too, but he's old school already. He's around the
Yeah,
same class as Nick Shabazz, pretty much. Like, you know what
yeah.
I mean? Put them in like Cedric and Ada, Advanced Knife Pro, Nick Shabazz. They're kind of like in that same class.
That would be really cool. Backpack B, Cedric and Ada, because
Yeah.
he does those artistic,
Yeah.
crazy
Oh, he's got his
videos.
own thing going on.
And
I love him.
in Advanced Knife Bro, if they like all
Oh,
collabed on a
dude.
video together, that'd be
Yeah.
something cool.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, man. I used to be really into the cinematography and things like that, but I think just with the scheduling, it
Yeah,
started getting harder and harder for me to do the old school reviews that I used to have, especially like
yeah.
going out and filming the city right now. Back then I would do it and it's like this
Yeah,
busy,
and just walking
thriving
around.
city.
Yeah,
Now it's like people are just getting burnt alive in the street. I'm just kidding. No, it's just bleak right now in New York City. You know, when you see
yeah,
it, it's like not like I went to Grand Central and I walked around and there was no one in it. Grand
yeah,
Central Station is that's like where all the movies are, you know, like you see the gold arches, and I'm not
yeah.
talking about McDonald's, I'm talking about the
Yeah.
train station. It was empty, dude, and it was like I had this eerie feeling. And I was trying to film, right? I was trying to film like a little vlog, and then there was one other guy near me. He was like, "You're not filming me, right?" I was like, "All right, let me just put the camera away." Yeah, man, it's just crazy.
Yeah, I had a similar experience. We went to Madison, which is the capital. We went to a big shopping mall. My wife
Mhm.
lost glasses. We had to go to get a pair of glasses made. The place was bare. It was maybe like 5 other people beside, walking around the mall. And this is a pretty big sized mall. It was like,
Yeah,
wow. A lot of the
damn.
stores are shut down, going out of business.
Mm-hmm.
They got the big 80% off clearance sales and stuff. And it's
Yeah.
just eerie.
How has
Eerie
it
to see.
affected you guys and your family and your work? You know, this whole COVID quarantine stuff.
We've been my job was deemed essential. My wife's was essential, and we're pretty much homebodies anyway. So they
Yeah,
said stay home. We just did it. Something we're already doing.
yeah.
And then being essential, you stay home anyway because you're kind of a homebody.
Mm-hmm.
Go to work because you got to. So it's just the same thing, different day. We've
Yeah,
had a lot more precautionaries in place at work. I mean, I think my work's done an excellent job of putting precautions in place to make sure everyone's safe. We've got more cleaning going on, more sanitation, just all touch surfaces. But besides that, it's pretty much the same. Stay busy.
Yeah, it was funny because when I think around maybe March, when everyone was kind of really freaking out about it,
Yeah.
my family, I work in a CBD shop. My family owns a CBD shop. Shout out to A-List CBD, by the way. They told me to stay home because I had a lung injury. My lung collapsed when I was 23.
Yeah.
And they were worried that if I get it, I might not be able to bounce back and things like
Oh,
that.
sure.
So unpredictable. So I literally didn't leave my apartment except to throw out the trash for like 3 months.
Oh,
Yeah. And
yeah.
because, it's different where you live. You can go outside and see some nature. It's like I go
Yeah.
outside and I see people like burning a barrel in the street. You know what I mean? Like, so like, but like, yeah, like I stayed home for a bit. And like when I first, when the pandemic scares were kind of starting to go down in New York City, when people were like, okay, it's time to get back out there. I started going back to work, and it's weird, man. There's a weird vibe in New York City. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a
I
lot
think
more.
it's everywhere. You walk into a shop or you go anywhere, you hear someone cough, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
the Rona.
Oh, do you
Sneezes
remember?
and coughs, you get nervous.
Do you remember like back in the day, there was like this Florida man that was on bath salts that like ate somebody's face.
The
Like, you remember
zombie
that
guy?
story?
Yeah.
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 So here's the crazy thing. I see 1 to 3 people that are like that every day on the train now in New York City. Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
not.
Some weird drug is going around that like, I don't know. I guess people are getting really high and trying to forget about these things, right? And because I lived in New York City since 1987, and like I've seen all sorts of crazy
Yeah.
shit, but this is the first time where I'm seeing these kinds of individuals, the Florida man, bath salts guy,
Yeah.
just just walking
Florida
about like,
people.
dude, they like, everyone's wearing a mask on a train usually, and these guys like don't have anything on. They're like getting really close to you, like. I don't mind people when they ask for change or something, and if I have it,
Yeah.
I give some if the person looks like
Yeah.
kind of reliable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More often than
Yeah.
not, I like to give food more because I'll know that they need it, right?
Eat
But
food
before,
versus go buy something.
yeah, right. Like, but before they'd be kind of respectful, right? They'd
Yeah.
ask, they'd give their speech, right? And then people decide if they're gonna give them money. Now it's like, because everyone's on their phones and have headphones, they get in your face, bro. They go like this. They're like,
All right. Well,
and I'm like, I don't have any. Sometimes I just want to pretend like I don't speak English. I'm Philippines. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like I want to just, but it's pretty wild out here, man. So I'm glad you guys are
yeah.
okay over there.
Yeah. I remember when it first hit. I have a lot of family in around the Chicagoland area, and it just hit, and they didn't know what to do. Like they couldn't get
Mhm.
gloves,
Yeah.
masks, stuff like that. So I went in a mad rush to go find stuff. I went and spent a couple $100 just trying to find latex gloves and masks
Yeah.
to send to them, because it was like,
Wow.
what are you gonna do? You're so far away.
Yeah, and then now it's like they don't even know if
It's kind of
surface
wild.
transfer is possible. It's like what? It's like,
Yeah,
what are you guys talking about?
it just keeps changing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's pretty wild,
Yeah.
man. How has it affected? How has this COVID quarantine stuff affected your knife purchasing? And has anything been delayed for you that you've ordered, or do you buy more knives now? You see, you think?
I actually, when everything was first happened, I think I was on a little bit of a watch kick and started picking up watches.
Mm.
Just for mechanical watches, some Casios, a few Timexes,
Mm-hmm.
just out of boredom, something new, something different, just to play
Yeah.
around with. Mechanical watches, quartz watches, stuff like that. Just not a lot, but just enough to kind of
Mm-hmm.
do something different and new.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to do. I mean, you really, on the weekends we couldn't go anywhere because stuff was closed down. So really didn't do too much. But every once in a while, you like to go get out of the house to go do something. So it's just something different to do. As far as knife purchases, the last knife I bought was the Organzo knife, I believe, just
Yeah.
because I wanted to do some modifications to it and see what I
Yeah.
could do with it.
What's the price range you're
But
mostly
I haven't
looking
seen
at
anything.
when you're buying knives?
All depends, what the materials they're giving you. You're going to pay more premium prices for premium materials. If I'm going to go get something D2, 20-40 bucks, all depending on the manufacturer. I mean,
Yeah.
Best Tech, Ganzo, there's
Civivi.
Tuya,
You like
there's
Civivis or what?
Civivi. Yeah, I don't mind Civivis. Backlash was the first one I picked up, and I
Mhm.
haven't picked up another one yet. I've been just kind of eyeballing them. There you go. There you go.
AT's Knife
Yep.
Life, the homie coming through, gave me the blue liner one.
Oh wow,
I
nice.
was so happy. This
I've got
actually
blue
just
liners with green scales.
yeah. You know what? I like the freaky liners, man. People
Yeah,
are like,
that was kind
oh,
of cool.
I'm so glad they're not using the gold or blue liners anymore. I'm like, you know what? This is kind of different. I kind of and then did you get to check out the fracture, the Civivi slip joint?
I have not. I have not. I haven't really been. I haven't bought a knife really. I look and I'll look and stuff, but
Hmm.
nothing really calls out to me. I mean, I've got hundreds of pocket knives,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's got to be something just out there. Like if Spyderco did a LC 200 on PM2, I'd be all over that shit.
Yeah.
I just can't wait it's going to have to happen in the LC
Yeah.
200. We've done every other steel.
Do you keep
That's
up
just,
with the sprint runs or do you just
I've got two PM2s that my wife got me an M4 for our anniversary. PM2, I've got the basic standard. I don't get too enthused into the different steels. I like to have different knives and different examples of steel. So I've got everything from 440 HCR to M390, CTSX
yeah.
HP.
What's like your favorite steel then?
Favorite steel right now is M390.
Yeah,
M390,
I would
just
say for me, yeah,
all
same
around,
thing.
it'd be just a universally good steel. Um,
How about
like
your favorite budget steel?
I like D2. I just wish they would. I don't mind the
14C?
14C. I don't mind that. I like 14C 28, and that's a
And
good
yes,
one.
yep, yep.
That's a really, really good one.
So
14.
easy to sharpen and kind of just like I don't know. I just like it, man. I know I've
Yeah,
always that but when I first started picking up knives that were in 14C 28N, that was during the rake days when everyone
oh,
was picking up these rake knives and
they're like
that's all
these.
they were using.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then I just bought a KME at that time, so I was like so curious about like sharpening different knives and. I've always loved to work with 14C 28N. It was just so easy to sharpen,
yeah.
but it was just like it was better than
It
AR
holds a
13.
killer edge. I mean, I've got
Yeah.
no problems with it.
Hmm.
And it actually reduces the cost of the pocket knife. So, like for the Cascadia, that was one of the steels that we went with. Like Tucson does great on their heat treat. The
Yeah.
14C 28 on it brings the cost of the knife down, and it's a
Yeah.
good steel. So to find something in titanium and 14C, I think that's pretty cool. That's something that you don't see too often.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I don't get why Tucson. Well, I guess I do get why Tucson isn't bigger in the States, because there's that whole like supporting China thing, right? That
yeah,
people are kind
there's
of against. Do you
but
keep
then
did,
there's Reedy
did
and
you
there's all those other companies, and I just
yeah.
think it's a lot to do with Tucson's. I think primarily done eBay auctions.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're not sold on a lot of retailers. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
I know Tepe probably. I know he
Tepe
tries
has
to
Tepe
get
has
stuff.
his own thing, right? Like he has his own website and he has his own
Yeah,
designs, right?
yeah, he does. Yeah,
Yeah, because I
yeah.
saw OCD for EDC
The
reviewing.
Hornet, I believe, is this.
Yeah, the Hornet. Yeah, it looks
Hornet.
that
That
looks
thing's sick.
so nice, man. That guy's definitely got a pretty good future ahead of him.
Yeah,
Because like he definitely knows how to design some pretty cool stuff.
yeah.
I asked you the other night if you ever talked to Night Morning Design because like out of all the Tucson designers, he's kind of like my favorite because
Yeah.
I call him the Batman of the knife designers because no one knows who he is really. I've
I
never seen his face.
a few
It's just like a
before.
hand and he's
Yeah,
just showing and it's like these completely out of the box designs
yeah.
and he
Design.
there was a point when he was putting out like a knife like 15 knives a month or something like there was just so many Night Morning Design knives from Tucson and they were all like really cool. Man, I wish I had one on
He
here.
just did a flashlight I saw today.
Yeah, I saw that today
I
with
saw
the
that. I was
little.
like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I just like what he's doing, and like it's like I've just wondered like who he is. You know what I'm saying?
I've maybe a comment back and forth here and there. That's about it. I know he reached out to me one time with something to do with Tucson, and that was about it. So,
Damn.
I don't know if it's a language barrier or what it could be. 'Cause I know like Long Designs, he seems to speak pretty fluent English. So just in conversation, I mean, it's all text. I mean, there's Google Translate, but words, slang words, stuff like that. So his English must be really, really well.
Yeah, it's funny. A buddy of mine told me he was dating a Chinese girl that just came here from America. This is before the COVID stuff, and he was like, "Bro, she barely speaks English. It's like I have a relationship with Google Translate because I'm just always typing." It's like
it doesn't always translate to exactly what you're saying too.
It kind of never does, really, though, because I think I don't know how to describe it, but I know a little bit of Chinese. Like, I can't order food in a Chinese restaurant, but I've dated a lot of, like, Chinese women, and it's very like metaphorical, their way of speaking. It's not like, when you speak English, like, this is good. It's like there's a almost poetic way to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? So when you translate it, even subtitles in a Chinese movie on Netflix, like, it's kind of weird. Like, oh, that's probably not the way it's said, Hello?
Oh, you froze.
All right.
Froze up for a second.
No, we're good now.
We're good now.
All right.
Good now.
What's do you like Asian food or anything? Like, what kind of food are you into, man? American.
I'm just kidding. Healthy eater. I like all sorts of food. Asian food. Barbecue food. Wisconsin's infamous for their fish fries. So Friday night fish fry.
You ever eat any weird stuff, like any game or anything like that?
Your version of weird might be different than mine. I mean,
like, not weird, but like, have you had any wild game, like elk or boar, or like, I've had snake.
I know a lot of people that go on hunting trips where they like do a whole planned trip, and they might bring back a little bit of meat. So I've had deer meat's a Wisconsin staple food.
Yeah, dude.
So
I want some.
Eating deer. You want some venison.
I listen to too much Joe Rogan, so it's like I just want to eat alcohol.
Eat alcohol all day long,
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's just fuck, man. I want to, like, I feel like that is gonna be the move one day, is that I'll move away from here. You know what I mean? But then it's like, what does my channel become? Like, does it become Everyday Country Carry, or like, what do I do? What do I change it to?
Well, what city are you in? I mean, I still live in the city limits of a city, so.
Like me, it's like like when Kelly and I talk about moving, right? She's always like, oh man, I wish that when we step out, we're just like moments away from the beach or something, which is awesome, right? For me, it's like, I like that too. But for me, what I would like better is like, I go on my porch and it's like nature, like woods, you know what I mean? That's what I want. Nice air, like you hear the sounds and all that stuff. That's, it's weird that's something that I picture when I picture a dream home, and I'm Everyday City Carry.
Why not, man? Why not?
Yeah. Do you do a lot of like hiking? You go on trails over there a lot?
I like to hike every once in a great while. Go on a hike. This year I haven't done it. A lot of the hiking trails I like to go to, just once everything opened up, they got flooded with people from other states, and it was just chaotic. And I'm like, no, I'll wait until next summer.
You ever see anything?
Not too many people around.
You ever see anything wild, like while you're hiking, like snakes and shit, or like?
Oh sure, yeah. There's snakes.
Like how big? Like huge ones? Like what do you guys got over there, like that could kill you?
Oh, that could kill you. There's rattlesnakes.
Oh, you do have rattlesnakes. Oh shit.
There's rattlesnakes. Mm-hmm. I remember one time I was at my grandfather's house, and I pulled my daughter walking around the garage, and a snake popped up and threw its hood open, and I'm sitting there holding the baby. I cracked my pants.
Wow.
So, I kind of freaked out, and then later on learned I thought it was a cobra. Like, I've never heard of another snake having that capability. Yeah, it was called a hognose snake. They do something very similar just to scare the prey, and they're totally harmless, you know.
Wow. I would be scared
Uh,
too, man. I've had snake before in
have
the
you?
Philippines. Yeah, it's so it's kind of like maybe it has like
Gummy?
weird bones in it. It tasted pretty
Uh,
good. I was very young. I must have been like 4 or 5 years old. I've also had dog meat.
oh, really?
Yeah,
How was that? Do you remember that?
so all right, I'm gonna tell this Rocky story again, okay? Since everyone seems to, it's become a running joke on my podcast. So I had a dog named Rocky, all right, and he was kind of like, it was troublesome. He was causing a lot of trouble. He would like, we had cows in the back and stuff, so like he would roll around in cow pies and like run around the house. But we loved the dog. And my mom was visiting from America. She was working here, and like, like most Filipinos, they come to America, they make money, they send money to their family. And then I wake up from sleeping, right? It's the next day, and it smells so good, like in the air, right? I smell adobo. I smell like, which is kind of like a stew, a Filipino
Yeah.
stew. And I'm hungry, like a young kid. I don't even think I was like 6 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And then I see all this food. You all right?
Yeah, I'm just adjusting.
Yeah. So I start eating the food, and it's so good, right? And in the middle of my meal, they tell me that it's my dog, Rocky.
I got a similar
Like,
story to that
so
one.
like, so what happens, I'm like crying, I'm like still eating the food, like, 'cause it's a third
Really
world
good.
country, like food is a rarity, you know what I mean? Even
Yeah.
though we were decently, we were kind of well off, like, you know what I mean? Food is still a rarity, and yeah, we still ate the food. So it turns out Rocky tried to attack my mom, and my dad had to put him down. And rather than like letting the meat go
Wasting
to
food,
waste,
yeah.
they cooked it. So that's and you know what's crazy? My uncle, after the meal, he was like, dogs are always gonna know that you had dog before. It makes your stomach temperature like hotter. So like they just know, they're always gonna know that you ate dog.
Really.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit I was going through when I was a kid, man. So what's your
That's
story?
crazy. My grandfather had rabbits. He was raising
Yeah.
rabbits to eat, just something else. Now
Hmm.
this is in Illinois, and he came from Poland. So
Yep.
I had one rabbit in particular. I used to take it around the yard, follow me, sit in my lap, watch TV. One day we were barbecuing, and my grandfather goes, "Oh, I got a special piece of chicken for you." And I was like, "Grandpa never gives anyone anything special," so I was kind of
Oh
excited.
shit.
And so he puts it on my plate, and he's like, "Oh, that one's special for you." So I got
Oh.
excited eating the chicken. He's like, "Oh, is it good?" I'm like, "Yeah, great, Grandpa." And he just looks at me and goes, "That's your bunny rabbit."
Oh my.
My eyes
It was
lit up,
your
and I was like,
rabbit? It was your rabbit?
My pet rabbit, the one that I always had around the house.
Oh my
So,
God. Wow. The things that people
yeah,
could get away with in like, when was it? The 80s, you think? What was that?
I, yeah,
For
80s,
me, yeah, it was in the 80s. Dude, in the 80s, it was different, man. Parenting was different back then, bro. Yeah, man. Is there
yeah.
anything you want to tell the audience about your knives? Let's go through the models again
Go on,
because,
check them out, man. Yeah.
yeah. Let's go through the models again. That is, bring it to the center a little bit. Yeah, there you
TS204,
go. Yep.
the Bronc.
TS204, the Bronc.
Yeah, 204, the Bronc.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then reach in the pocket.
the Cascadia.
Yeah, Cascadia 237.
Yes.
TS237.
TS237.
Yep.
So
And the
awesome.
168 I don't have on hand, and I
Yeah.
haven't seen those on eBay in quite some time. I've actually
Wow.
spoken to Wong to ask if we can get maybe something like that same model, but
Hmm.
upgraded with
Yeah.
better materials,
Yep.
and just see what happens. So that's all ideas and things that are
Yeah.
out there right now. So
And where can people find you? It's at As Sharp As I Can See with dots in between the word,
yeah,
right?
as sharp as I can see with dots in between every letter. It's just something when I first started trying to figure out, okay, Instagram's about pictures and then knives. So as
It's
sharp
a
as I
good
can
little
see.
play on
So
words.
a little something
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. I liked it, man. I liked it. It's funny. When I saw your picture and we started talking, like, I thought you were a completely different person. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, you're like really chill, really good dude. And it's
So,
awesome. It's awesome, man. Thank you for being on the show.
Not a problem, bud.
If you want to promote anything ever again, we can schedule one of these. Like if you have a new knife coming out, you're more than welcome to come on. Yeah, dude, thank you.
If anyone ever cancels on you, you can get a hold of me, and we could probably do like an ad lib, quick.
Maybe we can do like a knife designers conference or something, and we'll have like Dylan
or maybe I
Mallory
can
and
interview
you.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. We'll do a reverse the thing. I'll interview you, talk to you about your stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
we should do that. We should definitely do that. When you've got an empty slot and you need some content, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'll sit down and write some stuff up, man.
Dude, thank you so much for being on the show, man. This is your boy in the NYC. It's me, Ray, and this is the EDCCP saying peace. Look at that, Tucson. Yo, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell icon so we can squad up in the comments.